Good question. Yes, I didn't think it was going to be the hit it was. And to tell you the truth, I remember when I was up for that interview, it was at a big, huge gymnasium, and there was probably 30 heavy bags hanging. The room was bigger than this. It was huge. It was twice, maybe 3 times bigger than this. And heavy bags were hanging down. There was line out of every door. There was a line 2 blocks long, and inside there was like probably 1,500, 2,000 guys in there doing flips and kicks and everything. And I happened to walk in one door, cut in line, looked inside, and thought, you know what? I don't know if I want to do this. You know, I wasn't a gymnast. I was a fighter, yes, but I was not a gymnast. And I started to walk away, and I just so happened that door was where Mike Stone was. And Mike Stone was the choreographer of the American Ninja. And he saw me leave. So he followed, he went out, and he looked at me, and he goes, hey, where are you going? And I said, I don't know, I can do that in there. I want to take off. And he said, no, what do you mean you don't know if you can do that? He goes, come on in here. And he made me cut right in front of everybody. I went right in front of the camera, and he told me what to do. He said, okay, I want you to do this, 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 kick the bag, do it, this kick, that kick, somersault, all these little things. So I said, okay, can I watch you do it? So he said, yeah, oh, okay, sure. So he does it. I look at it. I said, can you do that again? He goes, do it again? Didn't you see me the first time? I said, yeah, but I want to see how you're doing that. You look good. So he does it again. Compliments always help. And he does it again. And I said, can I see you do it one more time? And he gave me a look like, all right. So he does it again. And what I was doing is I was memorizing what he was doing. And it was my turn now. He says, okay, why don't you try it? So I went ahead and got in my little position of martial arts, you know, the way they wanted me to do it. And I did a somersault, came up and did all this kick and came back. And then I had to take a shuriken and throw it towards the camera and just be off camera right. And freeze. I did it. And he says, I thought you said you couldn't do it. And I said, well, with your help, I did it, you know. And I wound up, Menachem Golan and Yorm Globus, who owned Canon Pictures at the time, really liked what they saw. And so now I had to go on camera and memorize some scenes and do the scenes. So I did the scenes, and at the time they wanted Steve McQueen's son, and they wanted, it was Chad McQueen, and they wanted Chuck Norris's son, Michael. And I don't have any parents that are actors, that are big stars, so I was kind of thinking, I'm not going to get this. Especially Chad McQueen, Steve McQueen's son, Chuck Norris, who's already under contract with Canon. Am I going to get this show? No, yeah, there's just no way. But Menachem Golan and Yorm Globus says, we want that kid. Even Chuck said, what do you mean you want that kid? I'm under contract with you. This is perfect for my son, Michael. No, we don't want that. We want this kid here. I got the show.